But he played a soundbite to Brett Baer of you, going over everything that was accomplished by the Trump administration. Here it is. Trump's accomplishment with the African American community, from permanent HBCUs to opportunity zones. That's all a fact. But yesterday, he also talked about what you'd done with criminal justice reform. So they had this exchange. He rolled in your soundbite. And here's what James Clyburn said.
None of that's true. The fact of the matter is...
none of that's true?
None of that is true. I went to an HBCU. This is not the most money that's ever gone to HBCUs. That is just absolutely.
So what about the First Step Act or opportunity zones?
How long have we been trying to get these things done?
Congressman, he did it. I mean, the administration did it. It wasn't the Obama administration that did it. It was the Trump administration with Congress.
If you want to. I didn't come here to argue with you, but you can argue it if you want to. It's just not true. I give credit where credit is due, but I know better than that.
I don't know how we can deny the HBCU grants and the First Step Act was signed by the administration. Senator, where do we go with this?
I'm not going to respond to that because it's nearly impossible. Let me just restate the facts. According to the head of the United Negro College Fund, who was speaking in front of the presidents and chancellors of the HBCUs in the fly-in this year, he said that this is the highest funding that the HBCUs have ever had, number one. Number two, he said, without any question, in the CARES Act, this, my words, not his, in the CARES Act, they asked for $1 billion. They received $1 billion of additional funding on top of the best in the history of the HBCUs. In addition to that, we passed legislation that strengthened the Department of Defense and HBCU funding. On top of that, we have opportunity zones where a number of the HBCUs are located in or contiguous to, which allows for the development of student housing at a far more affordable cost, and that's happening. There are contracts right now under consideration in Orangeburg, South Carolina, because of the opportunity zone legislation signed by the president. We won't even go to the fact that for the first time we've had more research on sickle cell anemia. We won't talk about the fact that pre-COVID-19, we had the lowest unemployment rate for African Americans. We won't even talk about the fact that not only did we have the lowest unemployment rate, we had an increase in the black workers' participation in the workforce that was increasing. We came into the administration with around 41% African Americans owning homes. We took it up to about 43 to 44%. That 2-point difference is significant when you're trying to close the wealth gap in America. What we should not do is demonize progress because we don't like the president of the United States. What we should not do is make personal issues into political conversations that are inconsistent from a fact pattern. This is not something that I'm saying. This is something we can all research. And the words that I'm quoting come from the head of the United Negro College Fund, comes from the head of different HBCUs, because I've had those conversations. I was present in the room when they told me that they've never had permanent funding. The president said yesterday during the executive order, they keep coming back because no one has ever made it permanent. It's permanent now because President Trump signed it. I don't know where there is a dispute. You can't dispute the facts. You can look them up, but you cannot dispute them.